All right. I'm sure that bit where I'm gonna, where when I'm just about to load a save and then kind of go back a bit. I don't know, something about that just felt funny yesterday. What, like, wait, what's that showing at the top right? Anyway, hello everyone. My name is Loka and welcome to Weekend at Loka's. It has been a little while. Let's see. Well, I've only been gone for a week. In terms of streaming, in fact, and the reason is honestly kind of the same as to why there hasn't really been that much content in general the last week or so. I've just been busy with other things that at the very least are like very okay. These are some like more practical matters I have to deal with right now, but if I put in as much time as possible, it will be finished sooner. So that's why I've just simply not have had the time. It was a little bit funny seeing that message about Oblivion Remastered, and I did sort of kind of consider maybe doing a stream of that. But for a few reasons I decided to not go with Oblivion Remastered, even though a part of me kind of wants to play it. But yeah, we're playing Skyrim, and there's a few reasons. First of all, happy Midsummer for those who celebrate, i.e., well, Sweden and I guess some other Nordic countries. I think it's essentially Sweden, Norway that I know celebrate Midsummer. And then I'm a little unsure when it comes to the other Scandinavian countries like Finland and Denmark. I think they might celebrate this in Germany as well, but I'm not completely 100% sure. And I think for the last few years or something like that, I've kind of had a tradition of streaming Skyrim around midsummer or the beginning of the summer, or anyway. And also, because this is like what, part 18 of a Paladin's Tale. Not exactly a full playthrough, but I have started thinking that it's time to not retire it just yet. It still has a good long run in it, but I have kind of started to think about, okay, are there any, like, what do I want to make sure gets covered under this, and then retired, like this playthrough. In terms of a live stream playthrough, partly because it didn't really start out as such, but also to potentially make room for other Skyrim or Oblivion character playthroughs or other RPGs. But as I said, it's still gonna be a long while because the list of things is well, it's ever rising. So now I'm trying to think of, okay, what are some things I want to got Pilgrim's Path, and that's kind of the main thing I'm considering here. And I think the path of that is relatively clear. Let's see, what else do we have? I don't exactly remember what I did last time, because it has been a few months, but yeah, this does ring a bell. Why does it say Vader? Vader has asked me to collect free will, so like, what? I think that's a spelling mistake. Autocorrect strikes again. And yeah, we're outside of Valfoom, so that's the last thing we did. And yeah. Oh boy, it's gonna be a little tricky with the controls. I've just about gotten used to the fact that you press down on the D-pad in Oblivion Remastered to bring up the map. So yeah, but as far as I remember, I think our main business here around the region of Markarth is finished, and so it really is just going to the shrines. Let's see, this was about that's a Daedric artifact. Don't necessarily care about that. That is something we're gonna have to get to one of these days. It just even if it means going to Solstheim. Why do I have two? Oh no! Wait, I'm an idiot. This one is Boethius. This is Moloch Balls. I would say no to both. What do we have in terms of miscellaneous? Steal the statue, no. Okay, so I actually thought I had like one. Well, I suppose there are some other things we're gonna get to, but I think kind of the main focus right now for Ingvar is really the shrines. And I can tell right away that, oh, the fact that we'll finally enter Morphol, things are gonna happen there. And I'm probably gonna go to Ustengrav because, what am I, like level 50 something? 56, Jesus Christ. I haven't even beat Ustengrav in this playthrough. So yeah, I think that's just where we're gonna start by starting visit some way shrines. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. This isn't exactly a road, but maybe no, I don't know. No, that's Mountain Pass. I guess we keep going this way. I'm sure I brought this up once or twice. But it's especially noticeable now after having gone back to Oblivion with the remaster and all, just how different the exploration really feels in either games. I could have sworn it looks like a standing stone, but oh boy. Zombie army. That didn't take long. Let's see. Don't don't remember. Is that one of these? Yeah, up to level 20. Why do I get the feeling that these are above level 20? I suppose it's worth a try if nothing else. But we gotta go through the... that can work. Run, Mr. Goat! Run before they get to you. Yeah, these are not running away. Oh no, I have contracted brain rot. Where's the skibbity toilet? And again I'm pressing the wrong buttons because I'm defaulting to Oblivion Remastered's control scheme. But yeah, the things I want to do before I consider Paladin's Tale to essentially be over is first of all the way shrines. I want to wear the Knights of the Nine armors. Oh, we're getting the bear as an ally. Gotta use this so it doesn't start attacking us. Oh, I'm getting kind of close to death actually. That was some epic teamwork even with Mr. Bear helping out. What's this ash pile? I've encountered zombies here before, haven't I? Oh, these are vampire ash piles, but I can't loot. So that must have been some long while ago. Thank you, Mr. Bear. Thank you for your assistance with dealing with the nasty zombies. And now I can check off the zombies part of the whole Midsummer, although that the only reason I really tried to go, maybe I want to include zombies in some ways, just because I think someone started organizing a zombie walk and it just happened to be around Midsummer time. And I think it's been a tradition. Okay, this wasn't the way either. Yeah, oh yeah, that was the thing I was gonna go off about before the zombies arrived. It's all these mountains. It's kind of hard to essentially go cross country as opposed to in Oblivion, or I suppose more accurately in Cyrodiil. Where you don't have all these great big mountains in the way. And yeah, I don't know if I prefer one or another. I do think there is an argument for for Oblivion's world design, just because it gets less repetitive exploring compared with Skyrim, where I do feel that at the end of the day, it's like you essentially just go down the same pathways and routes constantly.
Yes? Anything good?
So it can be a bit of an annoyance. But then on the flip side, I also feel that, well, I'm not entirely sure it matters at the end of the day, because I feel like once you kind of hit the point where it's getting repetitive, going back and forth the same way in Skyrim, I'd say it's roughly around the same time in an Oblivion playthrough where it gets a bit stale as well.
What now? Alright, let's see what you have.
Although I suppose it maybe goes a little faster with a Skyrim playthrough. I don't think we have anything to... Iron ingots. Might as well, I suppose. I have a feeling I don't think we're allowed inside. And I'm just now remembering the camping gear. The thing that I'm pretty sure I said at one point, oh, this is a game changer.
If you think it'll help.
In terms of exploration. Few hundred hours into the game and then just nothing. But well, this is weird. I'm not carrying it. Serana isn't carrying it. Have I accidentally dropped it someplace? Yeah, I'm not seeing it in my inventory. Why do I have a feeling I left it at the place I'm blanking on the name of, Hendraheim or something like that. Yeah, that seems to be the case. That's a bit of a bummer. Do we bother? On one hand, I'm thinking we have like loads of stuff in our inventory. That we may want to get rid of, but at the same time we're not exactly in a critical place, and we're not really gonna go like off the deep end in terms of exploration, so I think we can get away with, although I'm just now realizing that I think there's something here we may be interested in, but yeah, let's just be on our way. But yeah, as I was also gonna say a bit earlier, where whoa. Where I'm kind of getting to the point where I am gonna put a pin on a Paladin's tale. And there are really 3 things I want to accomplish before I pull the plug, so to say. The Pilgrim's Path is one of them. The other is retrieving this artifact from Solstein. And I'm probably gonna do some of the Dragonborn DLC stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna dedicate myself to a Dragonborn playthrough. Not at this time. Especially considering how long it took to finish the Dawnguard one. And see if maybe we can cure Serana from her vampirism.
You there, traveler, over here.
Well, that isn't totally suspicious at all.
Never should have come here.
Oh, seeing that I got Sanguinar Vampiris reminded me I did contract brain rot. And I forgot to take a potion for that. That's the one I haven't looted. So let's see. Cure disease potion. There we go. Although there is a shrine right up. Oh, never mind. We've already prayed at it like I don't even know how many times. And yeah, and this all basically boils down to the fact that anything that might come after, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I necessarily think it belongs under a Paladin's Tale umbrella. And especially since I feel like the kind of, and this also goes down, boils down to what I feel is this character's kind of journey, so to say, and it is in the same way that I've honestly considered Dawnguard to be more of the main quest for this character than the actual main quest, which is also one of the reasons why I haven't really gone down the main quest route that much. And also because whenever I thought that maybe it's time, like nope, something else pops up that seems more immediate. So I feel like being able to don the Crusader relics, that's essentially like, yeah, that's like the end of the end of the line for a Paladin. And a Paladin's Tale. I wonder if this is a shortcut. I think it may be. And especially to kind of put a pin on it being a live stream playthrough, in the sense that each part picks up from the last part. So I think going forward, like, I'm not necessarily discounting any other new parts once I've accomplished those 3 things, but it's not gonna be as frequent. Although I don't know how necessarily frequent it's been up until this point. It's more like in certain areas where, oh, here's where there's just more parts. Also, we got some Forsawn here. But as I said, that also doesn't necessarily mean, oh, no more Skyrim streams or anything like that. If anything, it just opens up for other playthroughs. As well as other RPG games, as a bit of like, oh, maybe this is something I'll
Who's there? I knew I heard something.
Do something like. Can't really think of any good examples here.
Back here. Tough day for you.
First you.
That'll teach you.
Although if just in terms of potential characters I've been thinking of playing, I mean, first of all, there's kind of like been the everlasting promise of oh, Skog will will return in some way. And I've also, I think in terms of Skyrim anyway, the next character I'm gonna play is essentially an antithesis to Ingvar, where it's like a character that is not good and just wants absolute power, but also kind of, but at the same time kind of starts in a similar way where oh, I'm part of the Vigilance of Stendarr, but somewhere along the way the promise of power just seems more appealing for that character, but that's for some time else. Let's see, the matriarch grows weary of your hesitation. Our people control the entire eastern slope of the Reach, all save Sungard. Take it and the invaders will be cut off from all retreat, but we must move now while its defenses are still weak. Summon the tribes, do what you must. But if you do not act, oh, excuse me, she shall find someone who will. Sungard, rings a bell. Is it a place that is on oh, it's over there. Why can't I pick up this coin purse? There we go. Okay, now I am pretty sure Fort Sungard is related to the Civil War quest line. And normally I wouldn't like to poke my noses around those forts in a playthrough where I yet haven't joined the Civil War, but I am planning to do that, even though it's what is it, like level 56. It's just that things just been kinda insane. But seeing that note makes me think, maybe I should go there. Now the upside is that part, I didn't mean to pick up the lantern, is that fort is controlled by the Imperial Legion, and that's the faction Ingvar is gonna join out of the Empire and the Stormcloaks. So it shouldn't really be a problem unless I haven't finished the Civil War quest line by the point in the main quest line where you have to negotiate a truce. And I do know that, or remember, maybe more accurately, that what? There's some random adventure here. Yeah, just a mercenary.
There's been word of some trouble nearby. I'm on my way to investigate.
You were heading here, weren't you? And we just cleared it for you, essentially.
Yeah.
Well, there is an entire inside area. Although I am pretty sure I've been to Fort Songard with this character and been inside, so granted it doesn't say cleared, but I guess it may not necessarily. I mean, for most of these, it's pretty straightforward. That it's clear. Now. I remember I was actually thinking about getting back to the Forgotten Vale just to get more sun-hallowed arrows. Whoops. How many do we have? 54. I am positive I have been to Fort Songard though with this character, so maybe I don't really need a reason to go there. This is starting to become like one hell of an awkward pilgrimage. That's for sure. I'm literally all over the place. Although with the Forgotten Vale, I think it's just best to fast travel there, use the teleports, get the arrows and then fast travel back to... And then fast travel back to Rorikstead. Yeah, let's do that.
I'm no fan of the sun, but it would be better than this.
Oh wait, now we got Temple Balcony.
It's good to speak to you again. I can act... If you were to bring me some good quality Absolutely. I can only do 20 at a time. Absolutely.
And then we just
Absolutely.
spam this until he says I can't do anymore.
Blessed. Absolutely. I can only do 20 at a time. Absolutely. I can only do 20. Absolutely. I can only do 20 at a time. Absolutely. I can only do 20 at a... Absolutely. I can only do... Certainly. I can only do 20 at a time. I'm afraid I'll need elven arrows if you want me to produce the sun-hallowed arrows. And it seems you're all out of them at the moment.
It also seems that Serana's broken again.
Farewell, friend. May the light of Auriel illuminate your darkest hours.
Alright, that's that done, so let's fast travel back to Rorikstead and we'll continue with the pilgrimage. Alright, who's willing to bet that a dragon is gonna appear shortly after we fast traveled?
If you're thinking of setting up to farm, you picked the right place.
Normally I don't fast travel in this playthrough, but I feel like every time I do...
My father, Ralki, manages the inn. He used to be a soldier, but he left that life behind.
a dragon will spawn. Guess not. I think we're gonna stay the night here, actually. Just to get the role play. That is something that unfortunately gets a little diluted with fast travel and whatnot.
If you need a meal or room, I've got both. I only take real coin here. No handouts and no bartering.
Fair enough.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
No, I don't think I've ever really stopped in Rorikstead, because Eric is
Let
just
me know if there's anything else.
Eric. He hasn't been upgraded, so to say. Now that is a follower I feel like would work along well with Ingva, potentially. If it weren't for Serana, essentially I'd become my main
What now?
luggage carrier.
Anything good?
And I have not been willing to send her on her way with all this stuff. So until I feel I'm in a good place for that, I'm probably not gonna pursue the potential of curing her vampirism. And that is assuming I can actually do it, because I know that there is definitely the chance that she will say no, absolutely not.
If you need a meal or room, I've got both. I only take real coin here. No handouts and no bartering.
Let's sate that appetite, huh?
Actually, I should have checked what I had beforehand. Mostly raw stuff. That won't really do. No bread though.
Good day.
And yeah, I'm not seeing any cooking pot. And again, most of these inns, weirdly enough, do not have cooking pots. I don't know what's up with that. Let's see, where exactly? I'm guessing it's up there. So that's where we're gonna start. Okay, so you can go through here. Good. Okay, I definitely heard a dragon.
It's so bright out here. I don't know how you stand it.
Yeah, there's a dragon. Okay, so it did arrive here, just a little later. See if we can lure it away from. Let's see, what do we have in terms of potions? Resist fire, definitely. 45 health, sure. 45 magicka, sure. 45 restorations. 45 stamina, why not? I'm just chugging stuff. I mean, it's not like I just have so much. There we have it.
Boost, roll. Boost, roll.
Why is he trying to fly now when he's just gonna crash with that health? Or did he not hit that? Alright, there we go. Apparently all those potion buffs weren't that necessary. Gosh, I've hit the point where I can take on an ancient dragon with basically no problems. I always find it hilarious that the guards are just walking away because they're programmed to return to their regular schedule after the fight is over, and then then that other
Oh, what is it?
other
Alright, let's
thing
see what
gets
you have.
activated where they have to run up and be amazed of like, oh, you just took its dragon soul. bunch of stuff on you. There we go. Out of curiosity, do I have any shouts I haven't? Oh yeah, there's one for a throw voice. Not a shout I see myself using with this type of character. Now, if I was playing like a thief character, then absolutely it would be really useful, I feel. Maybe this wasn't the correct. No, there. I was right. I was right here. This is the Shrine of Akatosh. Is it? Would it be appropriate or inappropriate?
What now? If you think it'll help.
To present some dragon scales as the offering. I feel like it's probably appropriate. I mean, this is a gift from Akatosh after all. Oh, apparently I've had this fault beforehand. At some point. Huh. Maybe I should have presented some bones instead. Although, that one might have been more like, dude, what the heck. Alright, so next we go essentially to this mountain.
Where'd you come from?
Oh, yes, the saber cat. We have no quarrel with you. I don't really know how to respond to that. To what I just witnessed. Oh yeah, there's a dragon flying around there. Talking Stone Camp. We're not we're not interested in messing with the giants. We have no quarrel with them either. Yeah, dragons flying around like that typically means dragon lair, which seems to also mean a word of power. What do we have here?
Where'd you come from?
Oh, some bandits. How dare you just run away after that? What beast? Oh, it's a mud crab. what? How long range do your necromancy stuff actually have? This is kinda weird, not gonna lie. Also the fact that that bandit was running away from us and it went, oh, I'm gonna mess with this mud crab. Oh, Bender's taking a turn for the worse. Just feels weird when they're posted like that. Autofarm. Oh, Jesus. Kinda has a like old Nordic name feel to it. But it's also just a cave, far as I can tell. I think we want to get around, yeah, we want to get past Brood Cavern. And I think it would make more sense to actually go downwards, but also me seeing that dragon makes me think again, like, maybe there's something worth investigating here.
Who's there?
So it's fair to say that I'm not treating this pilgrim as a like very straightforward, oh, go to point A, then B, then C and whatnot, but actually going, you know, there are things around here as well that we might as well go to while we're here, essentially. Can I get up here? I'm kind of thinking no. Kind of weird seeing a tree growing up from a mountainside. Alright, I think we have to go further down anyway. Oh, I think we can squeeze through here. At this point, I'm... Yeah, Skeever's not worth dealing with. At this point, when I finally return the Horn of Jurgen Windcaller, will there even be words of powers left for me to discover? I think there's a real chance that I talk to the Greybeards and they go, nah, we're not sensing any words of powers. Dead Man's Respite. Well, that kind of gives some Pirates of the Caribbean vibes. Or like just general pirate feeling, like Dead Man's Sea. Dead Man's Sea Grave. Dead Man's Vessel. Ah, there we go. Serana got spawned here. That is a ghost. Who was pointing at this?
Who's there?
Based on the fact that that ghost kind of had a bard looking appearance, I wonder if maybe this is supposed to be really part of the Bard's College questline. Not that it matters anyway, because it's the Bard's College. Well, this is a dead end. Or is it? And this is totally where we're gonna be coming from. Spiders. No, that wasn't the path. Oh, there we go. Draugr Death Lords. That didn't take long. Oh! I don't know if that really was teamwork though. That was just me accidentally triggering a trap. The buying game. A skill book.
Where'd you come from?
Apparently there are still skill books we haven't discovered. I swear I pressed the jump button, but for whatever reason.
Where'd you come from? Right there.
Well, I guess there's only one way forward. And that is downwards.
Where'd you come from?
Oh dear. That is gonna be a problem. Am I wearing the light? Oh, it's the Locket of Saint Chib, isn't it? Yep. Which I'm wearing because otherwise I'm over encumbered. Yeah, that checks out. That is something that's kind of been a constant throughout this entire time. My over encumbrance. In my defense, wasn't really counting on all these anniversary edition add-ons to add as many things that I didn't feel that I could just throw away. Unless it was like a fiery mountain. I don't even know why I activated this. I don't have any grand soul gems anyway. Oh, that door is sealed by magic. Unless I gave them to Serana, but regardless, this isn't the place to start going, oh, let's enchant things. Why is that sword just floating? Oh boy, expert door leading into a master chest. kind of meh. Not really worth the effort.
Who's there?
Oh.
I knew I heard.
And this one I could just one shot.
Where did you come from?
3, 4, 5 shots. That could have just been a free shot if I kept doing power attacks on that second one.
That'll teach you. I knew I heard something.
More of them?
Done and done.
There we go. That one at least didn't have that much effort put into it. Did I check in here? Did I loot these guys? I think I did. I just already forgotten. Also, and this is also something I was kind of thinking about. King Olaf's verse. Maybe I do need to visit the Bard's College anyway. Where was the magically sealed door? Yeah, again, I suppose a part of me did consider that, oh, maybe Oblivion would be a bit more topical with you know, how it's more recent. But I think since Midsummer is very, I'd say, Nordic focused, I feel like it honestly feels more appropriate to play the game set in the fake Nordics. Let's see, wolf, eagle, wolf. Don't even need switch the first one. But yeah, granted, none of this really have anything to do with Midsummer. It just kind of boils down to how I was introduced to the Lord of the Rings on Midsummer, so it kind of has that connotation. But also, the amount of times they mention Midsummer's Eve.
It is time.
In the Hobbit movie that I've recently rewatched. Like clearly that is something that Tolkien took into consideration when creating Middle-earth. Although I suppose Midsummer, again, this is more like just modern times, but I mean, if we're looking like back, I'm pretty sure there's almost always been some sort of celebration around summer solstice. Same way we have celebrations for winter solstice. That
Arise, Olaf. My vengeance is at hand.
that since have kind of evolved in a way into Christmas. I think I'm hearing the word wall. Yeah, that definitely looks like a word wall. Wait, is that the guy I think it is? I think that may be the guy that built Dragon's Reach. At least there was an Olaf involved. Now he's playing on his harp. Alright. I think that's the final word, even, for Whirlwind Sprint. Unfortunately, we don't have any Dragon Souls because I used up one. But on the bright side, I know where we can get another one. Treasury key. Nice. And also, as I said, I'm pretty sure it's gonna become tradition that I play Skyrim or stream Skyrim around Midsummer. In the same sense I stream Skyrim around New Year's, when it's been, at least when it's been for a Paladin's Tale. Oh, that was just part of the environment. Steel battle axe. And release junk. Not much of a treasure. Or treasury. Yep, I was correct. We're back here. Alright, that was some neat little dungeon delving. about this King Olaf's verse? I haven't gotten any like, oh, you should take this book back to
It'll be good to get out of the sun for a while.
whatever, but I'm pretty sure that is tied to the Bard's College. So I think I might just dip into there. Even if it doesn't necessarily lead anywhere in terms of, oh, I don't know, maybe they don't actually want it. Who knows? And as I said, I know exactly where I can find a dragon soul if I need it. See, I only remember it was being past this cave. Ah, right here. Shrine of Kinnereth. I know I don't need to do any of these, but it's just more. It just feels more appropriate. That's kind of more hunter-esque, I'd say. What about Frost Miriam? Oh. Now things are going completely haywire. Alright.
Let's move faster. The sun is.
Let's see, that
It's
makes
not great for my skin.
2 shrines we've knocked out today. Oh, it's gonna be a long while before a Paladin Tales ends, and then I just blitz through some of it. Yeah, we're definitely gonna see if we can get up to that dragon.
Who's there?
Although I'm not sure if this is the right way. Maybe it is. If we go this way instead. Although this is kind of starting to look familiar. Maybe not necessarily in a literal sense, but kind of getting a similar, oh, can't actually properly get up here. This here, Serana shout something. Yeah, I'm not getting up here. Yeah, I don't think that's the way. Maybe we won't find it, who knows? And that's Solitude. I think maybe I should go there after... I mean, I didn't get the whole like, oh, we should bring this back to the Bard's College, and I don't even know if Ingvar would think that they are absolutely interested in it. Okay, this looks like a way up. Potentially. Well, I don't know where Serrano have gone. But yeah, the kind of northern... Ah, there she is. Kind of northern angle, I just felt just made Skyrim more appropriate for Midsummer. But also the fact that I kind of wanted to start up the last batch of a Paladin's Tale streams. There's a hunter's camp.
I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years.
You're not worried about the dragon up there? If I was him, I would have packed up. What?
It's not like my poaching is hurting anyone. The Jarl can hardly eat every deer now, can he?
Did something like bounce off and hit him? That's the only explanation I can think of.
I'm no fan of the sun, but it would be better than this. Oh, what is it? If you think it'll help.
Ooh, I could use that to replenish my mace. That's considered a quest item now? Okay. I'm guessing King Olaf's verses. Yes, yep, also a quest item. Actually, she can keep the Welkin Stone. I have plenty of potions anyway. North Cold Rock Pass. Okay, so it's not like the other Dragon Slayer. Let's see, I think it was this one perhaps? Yeah, Ancient's Ascent, where you actually have to go through a cave. Now if you're going through from the other side of this mountain, then sure. Oh, it's attacking something else. Oh, oh. It's attacking a troll.
Where'd you come from?
It's attacking a frost troll with frost breath, which, yeah, that's not a high IQ move. Let's see, might as well use some resist magic or resist frost. I have plenty of these. I'm also fully aware I'm not using the sun hallowed arrows, but they honestly kind of feel like a waste on this guy. This is just a blood dragon. He's barely damaging me too. Oh, it's crashing. Ooh, almost fell off. Can't actually traverse this, okay. Yeah, look at it, just how little damage it's actually dealing to me. All that, him using frost breath on a frost troll, coupled with that look he was giving at the right before I killed him, that honestly gave me orange cat vibes. We found an orange dragon with just one brain cell. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Do you need something? Anything good?
There we go. Hand with disarm. That's a cow. Couldn't quite figure out what animal it was actually at first. Amber. Master ups restoration. At least it doesn't weigh a lot. I feel like whirlwind sprint is maybe more useful, especially since I can't recall ever using disarm. view, honestly. What? Did she run off and fall? But where? And how? Only one thing is certain, and that's the fact I've dealt with this dragon. Oh, here's another frost troll. Ooh, technically another path, but yeah, I don't know about going off and exploring a mountain pass in the dark and when it's snowing. If anything, I'm probably more inclined to get to Morphol for the first time in this playthrough. Like that. That is also a bit of a something where, there's a major city, or well, a city anyway, that I haven't visited at level 56. It is funny how some of these things have just progressed the way they have. Was he looking up at something, or was it just... Why is there Khajiit ashes here? That just weirds me out. Ah, how convenient. The road. The main road.
Who's there? I knew I'd heard something.
Oh, frost spiders. Frostbite spiders, even. You'd think I would have memorized that by now. This is about to be interesting. Visiting Morphol for the first time, and right off the bat we have an angry mob.
What's the Jarl going to do about it?
Mob is being generous.
Our own homes?
Please, enough already. I have told Ygritte of your concerns. She'll look after you all. Please, go about your business.
We've no need for wizards in our midst.
Morthal has enough problems as it is.
It's no use. Let's get back to it then.
The Legion's always looking for strong, capable warriors. If you think you've got what it takes, our headquarters is in Solitude.
Unless it's about the mill. I don't have time to talk. Too much to do.
You seemed upset about something.
The world's going mad, and our Jarl does what? She hides inside with her visions. We need a leader, not some mystic.
I take it you don't trust the Jarl then.
How can I? She never speaks with us. She's allowed this wizard, Falcon, to live in our midst practicing gods know what. And now there's talk of rebellion and dragons? What help could Idgrad be against them? No. We can only rely on ourselves. You do well to remember that.
Is there, like, anything in particular that the Jarl isn't dealing with? Like, that is more alarming for Morphle?
Trust you saw the house that burned down. Peculiar bit of business that was. And that's on top of noises from the marsh in the night. Tales of monsters. Now this wizard in our midst. What's a man to do if he can't look to his Jarl for help?
I see.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Dragons? My cousin's out fighting dragons, and what do I get? Guard duty.
A bit of
What
a
you thinking? Maybe I'm the Dragonborn. I just don't know it yet.
burnt down house.
Morthal used to be a quiet place, but then the world used to make sense. I'm the best warrior in Morthal, and that's no boast.
Best warrior in Morphle, huh?
You want me to prove it? I bet 100 gold I can take you, bare-handed.
I've really got better things to do than punch a guy in the face in the middle of a street.
Milk drinker.
So, what exactly do you do here besides boasting about being the best warrior in town?
Oh, well, you know, a bit of this, a bit of that. They haven't made me a guard, even though I've been asking. So I'll take odd jobs, anything that comes along for now.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling we're gonna be staying here for a bit.
Welcome to the moorside. If you need anything, I'll be around. Good to have a customer. There ain't much to offer, but if you want a place dry to spend the night, I'll rent you a room.
Is business in Morphle slow?
Slow? No, it just ain't there at all. Few enough reasons to pass through Morthal before the war started. Now, well, let's just say the front door doesn't get much use.
So what's the story behind that burned house?
Hrogar's house? It burned down not too long ago. It's a real pity about his wife and kid. The screams woke half the town. Most folk won't go near it now for fear it's cursed.
How did the fire start?
Hrogar claims it was a hearth fire. Some folks say Hrogar started it himself.
With his own wife and child inside?
That's what they say. See, he's living with Alva now. That started the day after the fire. It ain't right moving in with a new love the day after your kin die like that.
And of course, no one can prove he murdered them.
Aye. Our Jarl would sure like to know if he did, though. Might even pay to find out.
We'll do that in the morning, I suppose.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
It also occurs to me that I haven't done any eating or drinking in a while.
Why, good evening, Yana.
What can I get you, Alva?
What can't you get me, sweetie?
Did you want something to eat?
Eat? No, I don't think I'm hungry. Not now, at least.
Right. Okay. Tell me if you change your mind.
Well, that isn't creepy at all.
Well, aren't you the pretty one? I bet all the men chase after you.
I've heard some people say that Roger burned down his house for you.
Do they? How delightful. I'm lucky to have a man that is so devoted to me. All right, then.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that is just pure suspicious.
Running an inn weren't my plan, but Falian decided to move here, so I joined him.
What's with the orc?
Fancies himself a bard. He pays, so I let him stay. If I had any customers, I'd be worried about him annoying them, but, well, look around. Let's sate that appetite, hmm?
I suppose I have a fair bit of things, but not anything that
Good day.
doesn't need to be cooked, fortunately.
A new face. Such a welcome sight in dreary old Morthal. Welcome, friend. Welcome. Don't fret over the gloom. There's nothing to fear. Old Lorebook will brighten your spirits. Just lend him your ear. The good people of Morthal have yet to embrace my talent.
I guess we have some kids playing. Alchemy shop.
Yes? If you think it'll help.
Let's see. Maybe that means good place to make some potions.
Oh, do come in. I hope I have what you need. If you need any alchemy supplies, I'll do my best to provide them, assuming I haven't used them all up.
How long have you studied alchemy?
I picked up the trade when I was a girl. One of the temple healers staying here on a pilgrimage showed me the basics. She had a book with her, Song of the Alchemists, that I used to read over and over. I miss having a copy.
If I find a copy, I'll bring it to you.
Really? I'd be happy to show you a bit about herbs if you find the book.
Is that a book I have? I don't remember. Do you have a hard time getting supplies way out here?
No. Well, sometimes, but that's not the problem. I just often don't have much to do, so I tend to try things out. They don't usually work, but I try. Next thing I know, I've used up most of my stock.
I see.
You've already learned all I can teach you. Take a look.
Do you happen to have any jaspe? You do.
All right then.
One song of the other. And it's pointing me here? Okay. That is not what I was expecting.
Do you need something?
Alright, let's see. Oh wait. I keep forgetting that I have this ring. Well, maybe I should have saved the garlic. For cooking, but oh well. Oh, you've switched places, I
Jörgen
see.
and I both work hard, all the time. So, you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Mayhaps. At least I can get rid of some. Yeah, 30% doesn't really matter when you have 50. And she's out of money. Anything is worth buying anything of her? I don't think so. No, not really.
Good day.
And I'm not over encumbered anymore. That's good to know.
Morthal used to be a quiet place, but then the world used to be
should you really be playing in the freezing water? I assume it's cold anyway. Based on the fact that there's still ice. Oh, kids.
Leave now or suffer dire consequences.
What?
You need to leave.
What in the world is this?
No lollygagging.
So, about that burned house.
It's bad luck to talk about that place. Jarl's been looking for someone who ain't superstitious, though. Be looking for a fool if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. And yet I was just kicked out of there. But now I'm not.
If you've business with the Jarl, I'd ask that you speak to me first.
Well, that was weird.
I do what I can to see that Idgrud's time isn't wasted, and that she only has to deal with important matters.
Morphle seems like a quiet little town.
That's what many here wanted. A quiet life in a quiet place, without the noise or the trouble of a city. Now some worry this wizard Fallion will foul it all up.
Let's see. Oh. What was that? What the argument outside the hall was about?
Ah, you saw that, did you? Life in Morthal has been troubled lately. The people are uncertain, restless. They merely look to the Jarl for leadership.
So what's going wrong?
There's news of rebellion against the Empire. Strange noises have been heard in the marshes at night. And then, the tragedy with Rogar's home. The men simply seek wisdom. Everything will be fine. I'll take my leave then.
I'm gonna take that as my cue that I'm allowed to talk to the Jarl now.
Life has brought you to Morthal, and to me. What purpose this serves, we will no doubt see. Welcome.
Is there some kind of trouble in Morphle?
That which is unknown can create unease, even fear. It is to be expected. Some fear our new resident wizard. As they grow to know him, they will accept him. Time will prove me right.
I understand you may have see some visions?
The divines reveal things to me at times, yes. I do not hide this. It is a gift. Anyone who believes otherwise does not and cannot understand it.
Where do you stand on the war? Although, well, I did see a legate, so I suppose that means she's on the side of the Empire.
I stand where I have always stood, here in Morthal. Now is not the time to fight amongst ourselves. I fear dark days approach, and all of Skyrim's strength will be needed.
I hear you want someone to look into that house fire.
Rogar's house fire? Well, he lost his wife and daughter in the blaze. My people believe it to be cursed now. Who am I to gainsay them?
What does Rogar say happened?
Rogar blames his wife for spilling bear fat in the fire. Many folk think he set the fire himself.
And why would he do that to his own family?
Lust can make a man do the unthinkable. The ashes were still warm when he pledged himself to Alva.
So why haven't you arrested him?
On rumor and gossip? No. But you, a stranger, might find the truth for us. Sift through the ashes that others are too fearful to touch. See what they tell you. Should you prove him guilty or innocent, I will reward you. Rogar's fate is in your hands.
Alright. Oh, it was just that dude. Here's the legate in the same room as the hay. Not the most luxurious room. This whole camera zoom in a lot more frequently than it used to.
Used to be a quiet place, but then the world used to make sense.
Oh. Part of me feels a little weird here, where it's like
It's so bright
1
out here.
p.m.
I don't know how you stand it.
I don't... It's not exactly witching hours, but...
Who's there? Is that you, Father?
Then again, the game is coded the way it is, so I don't really see a reason to like add any extra things to like how the logic works. Well, the logic has kind of already been decided. Excuse me. Who are you?
Helgi. The father says I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Are you a stranger?
Is Frogar your father?
You know him? He made my favorite dolly, but I can't find her. Are you sure you aren't a stranger?
No, I'm a friend. Do you know what happened to your house?
The smoke woke me up. I was hot and I was scared, so I hid. Then it got cold and dark. I'm not scared anymore, but I'm lonely. Will you play with me?
If I do, will you tell me who set the fire?
Okay, let's play hide and seek. You find me and I'll tell you. We have to wait for nighttime though. The other one is playing too, and she can't come out until then.
The other one? What do you mean?
I can't tell you. She might hear me. She's so close. If you can find me first, I can tell you.
Well, that's strange. Well, guess we'll wait for dark.
Used to be a quiet place, but then the world used to make sense.
Why is she running? No, she's not running.
Is Hrogar innocent or not?
I don't know just yet, but his daughter Helgi, I have talked to her ghost and she asked me to find her.
The spirit world is strong in this place. Look to the graveyard. That is where you'll find her.
Well,
Hrogar's fate
I suppose that could also explain why ghosts can appear in the middle of the day then. Now we don't actually know where the graveyard is, but I assume... Yeah, we have the quest marker. Still have to wait for dark though. So in the meantime, I suppose we can just explore the rest of the town.
You're different, aren't you? Not like anyone else. Not in Morthal or Skyrim. I get lost sometimes. I'm not sure where I go, but I'm not here.
That's slightly concerning.
Please don't mind Yorick. He's not mad. Really, he's not. I haven't Mother's gift. Not quite. But I've seen things.
What's wrong with Yorick?
My brother is sensitive. He has trouble focusing his attention on things. We were taking him to the Temple of Kinnereth in Whiterun, just so the healers could make sure he was in good health. And they say he's fine. Are you heading to Whiterun? Could you take this letter to the priestess, Danica Purespring? It's a note about Yorick's health.
Not right now. But yeah, I'll do it when I get an opportunity. So now we also kind of need to get back to Whiterun. Then again, kinda need to do it anyway with the way shrines there. With the oh wait, there's a way shrine here too. There's also Ustengrab, but I feel like I shouldn't have taken up the note. If I'm just gonna go dungeon delving then. I think I'm just gonna shark it off as alright, we'll be back. Falion's house. fishing spot. Funnier.
The gods gave you two hands, and you used them both for your weapon. I can respect that.
And here we have Jorgen's house.
The mill is my responsibility. And that's what I care
And
about.
his wife's
That's all.
house.
Stand.
And you're funnier.
Keep your wits about you. Mortal's hardly a safe place.
Kinda interesting that
Watch
they
the
have their
skies,
house
traveler.
there. And yet Lami has her own house where he does alchemy.
I get lost sometimes. I'm not sure where I go, but I'm not here.
And this one is like a double house too. Peculiar. Well, as I said, calling this a major city really is a over exaggeration. So yeah, let's just I don't actually have any cooked meals anyway. And I don't see any I also haven't seen any potential like creation club stuff placed here. Like there I feel like there's always a note in practically every inn.
I hear the steward asked you to look into the fire.
Yeah, and I saw Helge's ghost.
The poor child is probably begging for us to string up her murdering father. Best tell the Jarl.
I already have, and now I'm getting an okay.
See ya.
Well, that's weird. Actually, while I'm
There ain't much
here.
to offer. Let's sate that appetite, hmm?
Very weird how the quest logic is here.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Especially since I already know what she's gonna say. I don't even know why I'm going back.
Is Hrogar the spirit world? Look to the graveyard. That is where you'll
There we go.
find her.
I guess just to have that marked up. Since I did actually, you know, do that. So let's see, yeah, let's just wait 4 hours. Wait for dark. And this definitely isn't a creepy town. Now for the graveyard. At least I assume it's like after 8.
Back off!
Where'd you
Never
come
should have
from?
come here.
That'll teach you.
A vampire? You know, I kind of had a suspicion, but I wasn't when we talked to Alva.
You found me! Layla was trying to find me too, but I'm glad you found me first. Layla was told to burn Mommy and me, but she didn't want to. She wanted to play with me forever and ever. She kissed me on the neck, and I got so cold that the fire didn't even hurt. Layla thought she could take me and keep me, but she can't. I'm all burned up. I'm tired. I'm gonna sleep for a while now.
Layla, she's dead. Ysmir's beard. She's a vampire. She's dead. Layla is dead.
What can you tell me about your wife?
Layla, I thought she left to join the Stormcloaks. Oh, my poor Layla.
Did you notice anything strange before she left?
She began to spend a lot of time with Alva. Yet just a week before, she despised her. In fact, the night she disappeared, she was supposed to meet Alva. Alva told me later that she never showed up. I never got to tell her goodbye.
I think they might have met after all.
You think Alva? But that means... Ye gods! You think Alva is a vampire?
It's a possibility we can't ignore.
No, you're wrong. You must be wrong. Layla may have met her fate out in the marsh. I refuse to believe Alva had anything to do with this. There is no way you can prove it to the Jarl. I hope Alva is not what you think.
Believe me, when I say that, I truly hope I'm wrong about this. However, I'm not really comfortable barging into people's houses when I'm, you know, don't have the jurisdiction.
Fancy yourself an alchemist, hmm? Never could get the hang.
But I have a feeling the Jarl is off to sleep.
The people here work so hard, and they never allow themselves a moment of fun. It's such a pity. It won't last forever, though.
I'm no fan of the sun, but it would be better than this.
And the quest says to investigate Alva's house, but Fatch is out here in the middle of the night. It's kind of suspicious. Let's maybe follow her for a bit. Although maybe she's going for the inn. Yeah, she's going for the inn. Well, so much for for that potential. Of like, oh, maybe we can uncover something. Oh, the Jarl is still awake.
Is Hrogar innocent or not?
Huh.
Then stop wasting my time. You better get proof of your accusations against Alva.
What? I haven't...
Tamriel is full of wisdom and magic.
Okay.
If one's willing to look for it. Few have their eyes open.
If you've business with the Jarl, I'd ask that you speak to me first. All right then.
You will not disrespect Jarl Idgrod while in this hall. Do we have an understanding?
We certainly do.
Then by all means, go about your business. Need something?
I speak and others hear. It is my hope that instead they listen.
eyes?
Kind of weird. We're just essentially told to bugger off.
Hey, you mix potions, right? Can you brew me an ale?
Go fiddling with any locks around here, we're going to have a real problem.
Ooh, should I tell him?
Morthal used to be a quiet place, but then the world...
The people here work so hard, and they never allow themselves a moment of fun. It's such a pity. It won't last forever, though.
Serana?
Yes?
Wait here and keep an eye on Alva.
Oh, you're off on your own for a while? Alright.
While I break in, although I feel like realistically, if I had the option to tell Serana to maybe investigate Alva's house while I keep an eye on her, I feel like that would actually be more appropriate. But at the end of the day, this is still Skyrim, an RPG made in 2011, so... do have to just ignore the fact that we can't do the most realistic options every time. Do I know a calm spell? Out of curiosity.
I won't let you hurt Alva. I won't let you hurt Alva.
That actually worked. Not to find any evidence. Like a cellar. Oh yeah, she's totally a vampire. Let's see. My life is dreary. Where is my prince come to rescue me? Where is my bold Nord warrior to sweep me off my feet? I met a man today when picking night flowers. He's exciting and exotic. We kissed in the moonlight. He was so romantic. I'm going to see him again tonight. Now I understand the true colors of the night. Movarf has shown me the true black of night and the true red of blood. He has promised me a feast of blood if I do his bidding in Morthal. Hrogar was easy to seduce. Movarf said I should find a protector first, someone to watch over my coffin during the day. Hrogar is perfect. Lilith came to visit me tonight. She slaked my thirst. I've hidden her away to let her rise as my handmaiden. I've spread the rumor in town that she left to join the war. Fools. Movarf has confided his grand plan to me. I am to seduce the guardsmen, one at a time, and make them my slaves. Then he and the others from the coven can descend upon Morthal and take the entire town. We won't kill them. They will become cattle for our thirst. An endless supply of blood and an entire town to protect us from the cursed sun. Hrogar's family is becoming inconvenient. I've told Lalette to kill them all, but make it look like an accident. Hrogar must be seen as innocent if he's going to be my protector. That little fool, Lalette burned Hrogar's family alive. I asked for an accident and she gave me a scandal. To make matters worse, he tried to turn his little girl, Helgi. Except Lalette couldn't even get that right. She killed the child and left the body to burn. Something is wrong with Lalette. She keeps talking about Helgi. I think her mind has snapped. She seems to think that the child can still be brought back to her to be her companion. There is a stranger in town looking into the fire. I'll have to be careful. Yeah, well, if that isn't damning evidence. I don't know what is.
Ha! Found you. I won't let you hurt Alva.
Yeah, I see no need to kill him. If anything, is just as much of a victim.
Favor the bow, eh? I'm a swordman myself.
I also finally got around to use some illusion spells. I don't even remember how I first got... Why is there a dead frostbite spider here? Was that when I had to enter the... Winterhold College?
Yes? Let's make some more stories.
I see Alva has left. We'll say that Serana kept an eye on her, saw that she was leaving, and saw that she was heading out of town, but didn't follow pursuit. Or something like that. Okay, I need to speak with the Jarl. This is important. Why is the Jarl sleeping in the same bed as her steward?
Is Hrogar innocent or not?
I'm sorry to awake you in the middle of the night, but I have found Alva's journal, and you want to take a look at this right away.
So it's true, the traitorous bitch. Morthal owes you a debt. Here, you were promised a reward for solving the crime, but I need one more favor from you. Morthal is still in danger. The journal mentions Movarth, a master vampire I thought was destroyed a century ago. I'll gather together some able-bodied warriors to clean out Movarth's lair. They'll be waiting outside for you to lead them. All right then.
I forgot to say that, yeah, the name Movarth probably kind of clicked in Ingvar's mind, like, I recognize that name.
Take us to Movarth's lair.
Yes!
She's dead. Leolette is dead.
You want to help me kill the vampire?
I want vengeance for my wife. Vengeance for Leolette. We're marching on Movarth's lair, whether you come with us or not.
Yeah!
Kill the vampire!
The mill is my...
Heck yeah.
Kill him.
All right then.
Able-bodied warriors, and this is the best they had. Well, there's one guy that claims to be the best warrior in town, so maybe he might actually be useful. But the rest do kind of seem more like peasants, if we're being honest. Actually, we'll pretend that Serana did follow her just to see where she went, and saw that, oh, she went into this cave. That must be where the lair is. And now is when people are having second thoughts.
I just want to be left alone to do my job.
I
to
guess.
enjoy what little free time I have when I have it.
Morthal used to be a quiet place.
See ya.
But then, the world used to make sense.
Jurgen and I both work hard.
All right,
all
then.
the time. Morthal is important to both of us.
I'm just a poor man trying to make a living. I'd leave Mortal were it in my power. Until next time.
I feel like maybe there should be some dialogue playing here that just isn't.
This damned war has... They may be cowards, but I'm not. I'll go with you.
Oh, now comes the kind of... I think we have a problem here in that Serana's also a vampire, and I don't necessarily want the town to find that out. And while I do feel that, you know, oh, you're a brave man, I totally support. I do think it would be better if you waited here.
I suppose you're right. I'm not a fighting man. Go, and avenge my Laylet for me.
And also...
I
just felt... this wasn't exactly a band of warriors that the Jarl had brought out. So I do feel better if he actually stays back. And again, it also minimizes the risks of Serana being found out as a vampire as well.
Where'd you come from?
Not that it, again, doesn't necessarily matter in the context of the game, but in terms of like role play, that is definitely how I feel Ingvar would think when it came to approaching this. Now let's see if Serana will actually get down. I don't know about taking on a massive vampire by myself, but on the flip side, I did also go up against Harkon, who really is just way more powerful. Granted, I wasn't doing that alone, so... Okay, I see Serana has some pathfinding issues. Okay, there we go.
Did you hear something?
Oh, wrong button. And that is someone sitting there.
Where'd you come from?
I figured it would be... I kind of felt more like a thrall as opposed to a vampire.
Well, seems like you have a bit of gold left in your pockets, don't you, my friend? Yes. Let me just take this coin purse off your hands for you. And those nice boots you got there. Now, you just stay here with all...
Who's there? You knew I heard something.
And once again, I'm getting controls a bit mixed up. Yeah, that Nord isn't really gonna help.
Breathe again.
Here's the pile of bodies. I have an idea. We have over 200 of these things.
Did you hear something?
I assume that's Movarf. Oh, we're actually taking damage. How peculiar. Resist shock and resist magic. Time to switch to melee. No, that's not the one I wanted.
This is your last
Movarf is dealt with. I'll just make sure his entire vampire coven is wiped out. Nope. Definitely not awkward. Where's the last one? Oh, there he is.
That's it. That's all you got.
All right. I think we have cleared this lair. More folk can now rest easy. I do remember back when this game came out, and when people were stumbling upon this quest and realized, like, oh, that's Movarf that we've seen in the in Immortal Blood, and I remember there being some people. Oh, apparently it's not quite clear. I do remember some people being disappointed in how like lame it was. That Movarf was kind of in their eyes.
No, we are routed. Fall back.
What is going on here? Yeah, I remember people being disappointed that, oh, we've had this, you know, Movarf character that's mysterious and all through Immortal Blood. he seems like a cool character, and like, oh, and I think he's also supposed to be really powerful, and oh, now he's appearing in Skyrim and he's dead. That's a bit of a, oh, well, that was disappointing. And then I think there were like even more disappointment once Dawnguard came about. As I know that I've seen some opinions being like that they thought that Movarf should have been saved for instead of being part of this side quest where he also doesn't really do anything, or you know, there's nothing really major going on that they should have, that Bethesda should have saved him for.
What now?
For the Dawnguard DLC and have him the villain there. Which I don't really know about. Like, to a degree I can understand this disappointment, but another part of me is also thinking like, is it really that much of a big deal? I mean, his only appearance in Elder Scrolls lore is through the... Oh, here's Alva. Dead. His only real appearance after all is... Why is there so many boots? Although I seem to recall that vampires have some weird obsession with boots. Also here, speaking of boots, we got Movarf's booth, which is not something we necessarily want, but I suppose this serves as a bit of a memento that, yeah, we killed that master vampire. But yeah, as I said, I'm not entirely sure where this kind of like, oh, they, you know, this notion of him being a like big deal, I'm not entirely sure where it came from. Because as far as I'm aware, he was only mentioned in Immortal Blood. Well, mentioned and mentioned. He was a he's the main character in Immortal Blood, and it is a pretty good in-game book. But I've always felt like, well, that's kind of that. It's not like he's some master vampire that's been referenced in several in-game books. I think if that were the case, I could definitely understand the disappointment more. But again, I kind of feel like, well, he really only was in this one specific in-game book. And then he didn't pop up until this side quest in Skyrim.
Mother's calling me. It's time for me to sleep now. I'm so tired. Thank you for making her feel better.
But I digress, I suppose. And I suppose that there's also a possibility that this was just something that popped up in the gaming forum I was going to a lot at the time. So like this might, if as far as I'm aware, like it really could just be this one guy who thought this Movarf character was cool and was kind of figuring that, oh, that's maybe something they could use for, you know, something like Dawnguard, and was disappointed that way.
Damn Stormcloak rebels.
So this may not even be like a big... I don't know if this have been a big debate within the Elder Scrolls fandom or community, because that's really the only time I recall seeing this disappointment being brought up.
Well, look at you. If only everyone acted like you did.
The Master Vampire Movarth is dead.
By the 8, I didn't think he could do it. Now maybe we can put all this behind us. Take this as a token of our gratitude.
Some more gold. Anything else you need, my Jarl?
There is room in my court for a new Thane. It's an honorary title mainly, but there are a few perks someone like you could make use of. However, I could only grant the title to someone who is known throughout my hold. You help my people, and I'll make you my Thane.
It would be an honor.
Good luck.
And yeah, I have a pretty good idea what the other two assists are. Those are the ones I've picked up as well. How convenient. Yeah, I'm sure I've said this at some point earlier, but I don't think Yngvar necessarily has a interest in becoming Thane of all holds, but it does seem pretty courteous. Just like, alright, I have is there anything else you need, my Jarl?
There ain't much to offer, but if you want a place dry to spend the night, I'll rent you a room. Yeah,
Yes? If you think it'll help.
Now kinda comes the tricky part though. Because seeing all this like vampire stuff again kinda brings back some memories for Yngvar. And she's kinda once again reminded. I'm thinking maybe it's time I bring up
running an inward. Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
the vampirism thing.
I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
But the practical thing
If you want
here,
a place dry to spend the night, I'll rent you a room.
although I suppose I don't necessarily. You know what? Let's do it this way. This is something that is gonna start gnawing at Yngvar's mind, but she's not gonna bring it up just yet.
Old Lorwood will brighten your spirits. Just lend him your
Running an inward. Let's sate that appetite.
Like, I'm thinking more like that they're gonna go down this route now.
Good day.
Deliver the letter to Danica. Because the original plan here really was that I was gonna do some business here in Morphol, i.e. this quest, and then go to Ustengrav. But I feel like once again I've kind of like come across something that I do feel like, maybe I shouldn't go to Ustengrav just yet, because I just picked up this letter that this person wants me to deliver to Danica in Whiterun, because it concerns the Jarl's young son. So yeah, I'm gonna put the pin on Ustengrav once, and the main quest once again. Now, granted, I'm kind of fine with that as well, since I'm not really planning on including the main quest through the Paladin's Tale. What's going on here? Oh, there it is.
Yes? Yes?
Who is Brutius?
Hello. Who's that?
Who's there?
Ah, just a ice wraith.
Must have scared them off.
And we're over encumbered.
Do you need something? If you think it'll help.
Let's hear it. Make it quick.
Well, that's peculiar. I can only assume that's some sort of creation club related character, but I don't know what his purpose is. Blackguards on trial. Good old Mages Guild in Oblivion. There's a dead novice conjurer. Okay, but now I just have a whole bunch of questions, like who is this Brutius? Why is he here? Some sort of creation club thing. Also the fact that I found him here. Although now he's gone. Now I was reminded now about this mirror watch. Which is just a player home. And it's one of those that I don't necessarily think is a...
Where'd you come from?
Again, I feel like of these creation club homes we've been encountering, Hendraheim is probably the closest to one. I'd say that, oh, that is something that, you know, Ingvar could maybe have as her home. But what I'm thinking now is that could knock this quest out from the
Where'd you come from?
super long quest log. Although I have a feeling it's only through using a fire spell. We don't know any fire spells, and I'm not gonna learn. No way, hang on.
What have you got?
As far as I'm concerned,
Still remember how to fight.
Ingvar didn't cast a fire spell, nor did I really venture into this mirror watch. I kind of just want to check it off the quest list, which we have now successfully done. Even if it doesn't necessarily matter, just because of the sheer amount of quests here. But yeah, here we have Mirror Watch, another player home. Open Mirror Watch gallery, which definitely seems like a good player home for a mage character. And this is basically the Archmage's quarter. Oh dear. But on the bright side, we can craft these, which will add to our restoration skills, and maybe complete another quest. Yay! Of this place, but that's okay. So now we have these Arm of the Moon and Arm of the Sun.
What now?
Maybe something for
let's see
you.
what you have.
Since Ingvar isn't exactly a staff user herself, they do seem to be quite heavy though. So yeah, not something that is for Ingvar. Oh man, feels so good to actually knock off two quests of the quest log, even if kinda doesn't matter at the end of the day. So yeah, clearly this is a perfect home for a mage character. This really is essentially taking the Archmage's quarter in the Winterhold College, but as a player home. So it's kind of perfect for that. This would have been a perfect player home for a mage character I played as one of my first Skyrim characters, or my second like major playthrough. I played a mage character, and I kind of had a bit of a trouble with the fact that there wasn't really any places I felt was fitting as a player home of the ones existing, and I wasn't really sure about any of the Hearthfire or Hearthfire stuff. I couldn't really settle on what to go for. Especially since I feel like there was kind of this, what's this weird bit going on where You know what? No, we're delivering an important letter, so exploration can wait unless it's like something major or a minor, like that kind of little that bit of like, oh, I wonder what that little thing is. It's for this. I mean that's the reason. After all, I'm not going to Ustengrav as originally planned, because I don't. You know, I've said that I'm gonna deliver a letter, so I'm gonna do it. I think I have a vague recollection of visiting this place, although maybe it was with the PS3, with my PS3 character.
Watch the skies, traveler.
Guess the Empire is going to need plenty of iron, what with all the fighting. That'll be good for us, I suppose. Talk to my parents if you need something.
If you think it'll help.
And when I say PS3 character, I'm referring to the character I created on PS3 specifically to get the Platinum Trophy for Skyrim on the PS3, which I've well, I made no progress since last bringing it up. But yeah, that again, weirdly enough, brings me back to this whole, you know, what we're seeing here is anything essentially good? The beginning of the end for a Paladin's Tale. I'm trying to kind of. Okay, so I feel like I'm kind of been stuck in terms of like the games I'm playing and playthroughs that I have like these ongoing playthroughs and projects that just goes on for years. For instance, this playthrough, as I've already said, wasn't initially supposed to be, oh hey, let's stream Skyrim as this character. It was just something I booted up on my own when I got the anniversary edition for, well, the anniversary. And at that point I hadn't played Skyrim in years, so I felt like, okay, this is gonna be good. I'm kind of in, and I was also in a bit of a semi-bad spot. In that I had earlier in the beginning of that year, so this would have been 2021, I had finished. I was finished with college. I had gotten my degree in teaching and was ready to, you know, go out into the world and start working as a teacher. But that first half year, I kept applying for jobs after job after job after job and being met with silence. And I only recall it going to one interview that didn't lead anywhere. And at that time I also didn't fully understand what was going on in terms of well, politically, when it comes to the teachers' situation and the school situation here in Sweden. But I was honestly getting a little bit depressed because I couldn't get a job, and I was like, okay, I get it to a degree. I'm inexperienced. I'm fresh out of college. I understand that I'm not necessarily gonna be the first pick for any school, but it also felt a bit depressing to see like peers in like that I had studied with, like that. Oh, they had no problems getting jobs. Now I've since then kind of come to the come to terms with that. Oh, there was actually a lot of other things relating to like outside factors when it came, like just in political, in a political sense. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm worthless and no one wants me or anything like that. But at the time I hadn't, you know, learned this. Now the second half of the year was better because I was able to get some substitute teaching work, even if it was in a bit of a I mean, I wasn't actually doing any teaching, but I was coming in as a substitute when someone was sick on different schools. So at least I did have something to do, and I had also applied for some college courses, kind of just read just for fun, including one about video game music, which was both fun and interesting.
Done and done.
On one hand, this is awkward that we're killing these wolves unnecessarily. On another hand, nice to see that Serana liked at least one of the staves, although... Do you really want to use the Staff of the Sun, or Arm of Sun, or whatever it was called? But yeah, so I was doing some substitute work, but it also was like, okay, like, yeah, I'm fine with doing this for now, especially in like the beginning of my career. But it wasn't like the thing I wanted to be doing at the end of the day. So and then the anniversary edition for Skyrim came out, and that was perfect. So I booted up this playthrough. Even though I think I may have had... Did I have any other ongoing playthroughs at the time? I can't actually remember. And there's the old Hall of the Vigilance. Yeah, I don't... The only thing I can remember is that I had actually, in March of that year...
Where'd you come from?
It was... I had started an Oblivion playthrough to kind of celebrate the 15th anniversary. I'm sure I had some other game that I was playing as well. I just can't remember what it was. It may have been Horizon Forbidden West as one of those games, which is also subsequently one of the reasons why I kind of dropped out of that game. Especially since, but by the time I was sort of kind of semi-ready to pick it up again, like it had been quite some time. And
that's close enough.
The DLC had come out, although it was only for PS5, and I didn't have a PS5 back then, so I was still with the but by the time I actually got back to, or like could have gotten back to Horizon Forbidden West, I had actually gotten a PS5. So at that point, I was kind of thinking, okay, I want to play and finish Forbidden West with the PS4, but I also knew that I wanted to get the Platinum. And I also knew that the DLC was only on PS5. So I could play and 100% the game on PS4. But I was kind of like, do I want to do that again though? On the PS5? Especially since it was a bit of like, okay, like yeah, I can play this on, I can finish this on the PS4, but I know I'm gonna want to play the DLC that is only on PS5. And if I want to play the DLC, I'm gonna have to go through the game again anyway on PS5. So I figured, alright, let's just shock off the Forbidden West playthrough and just, you know, get back to it when I actually get the play it on PS5. So I had that, I had Oblivion. Can't remember what else I had going on gaming wise. Again, I feel like there must have been something more. Maybe Spider-Man 2. When did Spider-Man 2 come out again? Yeah, I don't quite remember. But yeah, the whole reason for me going, you know, picking up Anniversary Edition for Skyrim was that, oh, it's been like several years since I last played this, and I'm kind of in a situation where, yeah, like life didn't necessarily take the turn I had planned or hoped for. And while I at least had work, was doing some work, you know, it still wasn't, you know, what I really wanted.
God? Where'd you come from?
Oh, that might actually have been a bad thing, because now I pacify the ice. No, I'm not pacify the ice wraith, but the saber cat to potentially be killed by the ice wraith. And there's something else I want instead.
Do you need something? If you think it'll help.
Oh boy, even Serrano's getting over encumbered. I just want to check so I don't have gone. Okay, I haven't gone too far off the path. In terms of shrines. Oh, it's another ice wraith.
Where'd you come from?
So yeah, 2021, or at the end of it, like I had this Skyrim playthrough, I had an Oblivion playthrough. You know, I don't really need Ice Wraith Essence. It's kind of useless anyway. Let's see, I had Skyrim playthrough, I had Oblivion playthrough, I had Horizon Forbidden West, and something else. but what? Anyway, like now it's, you know, 4 years later. I decided to chalk off Forbidden West, as I've mentioned, but I still have this playthrough ongoing. I still have the Oblivion playthrough ongoing on the PS3. I have the Skyrim like final PS3 playthrough, as I've also mentioned. I have I'm sure I met this old orc before. So yeah, that's 2 Skyrim playthroughs, 1 Oblivion playthrough, 2 Oblivion playthroughs because the remastered version came out. I also did start yet another playthrough of Ace Combat 7, where I, you know, okay, now I think I'm starting to go the wrong way. Okay, not quite yet. Oh, there's a shrine over here too. If I had checked that earlier, I could have maybe seen about getting a shortcut here, but oh well. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on that shrine instead of that one. So we'll take that shrine, go to Whiterun, and then kind of circle back around in an extremely roundabout way.
I knew I heard something.
So yeah, and another Ace Combat 7 playthrough where I this feels slightly silly, but I kind of did it in as a way to sort of kind of honor Val Kilmer, because I started this playthrough on Top Gun Day, and I'm essentially playing through it as Iceman. I think I mentioned that I've done a Top Gun playthrough of Ace Combat 7, but where I went the Maverick route. If I haven't mentioned it before, I'm mentioning it now. Okay, I just want to mark this on my map. There we go, Blizzard Rest. And now that one is a bit different in that it is a replay of a short game. But I've also started playing the original Medal of Honor. Kind of in conjunction with my whole like that I've been doing on the channel with World War II stuff. I've also taken that like kind of in-house, so to say. And the idea is also to play through more of those games. Finally finished it like some days ago. Was a bit of a chore, but to be fair, it's an old PS1 game from '99, so it's like, yeah, it hasn't aged great, but you know, it's kind of makes sense. And then on top of that, I did start playing Ratchet and Clank games, like, because I want to go through the entire series. And then in between those, the Sly games came up because they were re-released. What's this? Volenrud. I'm pretty sure I know what this place is actually. We're not going there just yet. We'll start with delivering the letter to Whiterun. But first we'll visit a shrine anyway. See, this is a way shrine of Mara. Trying to think, anything I want to offer? A flower maybe?
It's so bright out here. I don't know
Representing the power of love or something, which is Mara's whole shtick. I don't think it updated. Weird. There we go. Now, I don't know why it didn't work the first time. Oh well. See, yeah, the next shrine is gonna be all over there, but yeah, let's go back to Whiterun. And you see, yeah, the Ratchet and Clank thing kind of took a has been in a bit of a standstill. It has been a slow progress, but oh, something wants us. What's going on here? Oh, it's Mage Battle.
Where'd you
So that is something I want to get back to. And while I could, and on top of that, I also want to go back to Sly 3 anyway, because I want to get the platinum for it, because I have the platinum for 1 and 2. Why did both of these fly? I don't know where the other went though. I'm not entirely sure how. Oh wait, there they are. And I know that now that I've been playing through the first Sly games, I do want to go back and replay Sly 4, because I've only played it once back when it came out. So I do want to kind of revisit that game as well. So yeah, there's just so many things to do, so little time to do it, and that's kind of why I also want to at least start the process of ending this specific series, so that I can, you know, cross it off the list. And as I was also gonna say, it feels a bit weird that even though I did start with Oblivion Remaster, am I going the right way? I'm not sure. I am not. I do still want to properly finish the Oblivion PS3 playthrough. And it's for two reasons. One, I have invested a lot of time in it, so it feels a bit, well, I don't know if I want to just throw away all of that because of the remaster. And also, this might be a weird thing, but something I do like about the remastered of Oblivion is that it still kind of gives me a reason to go back to play the original. Mainly because the game is essentially the same anyway. It's really more of a graphical overhaul. But the main difference, I'd say, and one thing that I do kind of miss from the original Oblivion is just how extremely colorful it is. The remastered is more realistic when it comes to lighting and colors and all that. So like I don't want to dismiss any of the accomplishments that the remaster has done in a graphical sense to that game, but I still miss those really bright colors. So I do feel like that because of the way the remastered is handled, it like weirdly enough doesn't make the original game too outdated. And I think it also helps that with the visual presentation that the original Oblivion has, it also, I feel like it ages better compared to something like Skyrim, because once I finish or get the platinum for Skyrim on the PS3, I know I will never ever get back to the PS3 version, because it's like, okay, like why would I when I have the remaster where it does improve the graphics, it improves the frame rate and all that, and also adds extra content. But weirdly enough, I don't necessarily feel like Oblivion has aged badly in that regard. But then there is also another reason, and that is that I kinda, well, for one thing, I did get quite attached to this Oblivion PS3 character, but I also kinda realized that I think this is a character I could like both realistically and feasibly actually do a
What do you need?
playthrough where I essentially play as the same character in both Oblivion and Skyrim, which isn't really like
Do you need something?
that's something
let's see what
I think it's kind of hard to do. Now, the easy way, I suppose, is just to play as a vampire. Now, I think one problem is that you kind of have to become a vampire anew in Skyrim then. Unless you're playing on the PC, I suppose, then you can just essentially fix all these things from the beginning. Yeah, that's where I had all the greater soul gems. But like the main like problem I really see when it comes to like bringing an Oblivion character into Skyrim is that how do you explain away and like really deal with the whole like relearning everything, essentially. Like it would, I think to me anyway, it just feels a bit weird to have a character that maybe becomes like a master in their field and they know a great ton, and then they just somehow forget that when entering Skyrim. Although I suppose that's kind of role-playing games in a nutshell. I'm just thinking of Kingdom Come Deliverance and how you are starting from scratch in the sequel, essentially. Although I don't know the hows or whys since I haven't played it, so I don't know, maybe it's explained in some way. But like, yeah, I'm sure you can find ways to kind of go around that, but the way I'm seeing it, it's just feels awkward. But that's kind of the thing that I kind of came up with, this a way to bring this PS3 Oblivion character into Skyrim, and it's sorta kind of making sense anyway. So really this is a very roundabout way of me saying, yeah, I want to finish the Oblivion PS3 playthrough because then I will play the same character in Skyrim. That's really what it boils down to. Oh, I forgot I had Stendar's hammer. And I can improve it too. Interesting. Although seeing how close I am to level 100 in smithing, I kind of want to wait with improving in anything really. Just to make sure I get like the best mileage out of it. I think she has closed off business.
Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside.
Don't forget to check with any locks around here. We're going to have a real problem.
But that is fine. I think I'm essentially just gonna sell a whole bunch of stuff here. Oh, that reminds me, I didn't...
Do you need something? Alright, let's see what you have.
So yeah, I just want to cross off, like, this Skyrim playthrough, as well as a bunch of other stuff. Hence the, you know, why I'm prioritizing this over, say, doing another Oblivion stream.
Yes? If you think it'll help.
There we go.
What do you need?
Oh man, that was a lot of talking. But, actually, let's... Okay, so the only thing I'm really gonna do here
Be glad you're here in the city, and not out in river.
is sell stuff, and then maybe see what happens when we talk to Serana about potentially curing our vampirism. But I am gonna have to call it roughly around here. I don't know if I want to like end this stream on the selling spree. That seems a little bit boring.
Fear not. Come dragon
So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna deliver this letter. That's gonna be the end of this session, because it is getting quite late on my end. I am very tired, to the point where I wasn't even sure I was gonna do this stream at first, but I kind of figured it would be better to do it today than tomorrow, because tomorrow could be more complicated. What in?
So sick.
Feel better
Can
already.
hardly stand it.
I'm no doctor, but I don't think that's a good sign.
Hello, child of Kinnereth.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Skyrim logic at its finest.
Lately it seems I am more nurse than priestess, tending to those who have suffered, both in mind and body, from this terrible war.
I have a delivery from Idgrod.
Yorik's sister? Poor child. Magic runs deep in that family's bloodline. It's not always a blessing. Thank you for this. Something for your trouble.
Alright, that's that.
I'll gladly share my knowledge with you.
Oh, so little to gain. You know what, let's take another. Just so that, even though that means spending more money, really, just to make it feel worth it. To skip a level in it, as opposed to, oh, I'm very close to leveling up this skill. So yeah, I don't really know. I kind of want to end it with like, oh, do we want to cure Serana's vampirism, because it does factor into the business in Morphol. Because that kind of like got back to Ingvar, and she started thinking about like the Dawn Guard again, and well, everything that she experienced with Serana, and also, you know, the fact that she's actually a vampire, and it would be so much easier if she wasn't a vampire, because then you know, her affliction, for lack of a better term, doesn't need to be hid from people, because then there won't be an affliction to speak of. But as I said, I feel like ending this stream on a selling spree feels a little boring after all this, so, and I suppose this isn't even that exciting of a conclusion to this stream, but it will just have to be continued. So yeah, I'm gonna do all the selling off stream, and then we'll probably kick off the next part whenever I come around to that, somewhere outside of Whiterun, and we bring up.
Do you need something?
This, if Serana's ever thought about getting cured of vampirism. I don't know quite yet when I'm gonna stream this next time, because I think what's next for Weekend at Loka specifically is that we are approaching Ace Combat's 30th anniversary. So I'm gonna be wanting to play some Ace Combat 7.
Produce is really the only thing I care about.
Now, I don't know just yet if I'm gonna do the 30th anniversary stream the day before, i.e. on next Sunday, or if I'm gonna save it for the week after that. One other thing I kind of thought about potentially doing, and this is something I was thinking about like a year or two ago, doing a Ace Combat 7 stream as kind of featuring or being what's the word I'm looking for? Being centered around the air combat arcade games, which was essentially what gave birth to the Ace Combat series, and especially since the first Ace Combat game was originally supposed to just be a console port of the Air Combat arcade game, but then it kind of sprung off into its own little thing and, well, eventually became the Ace Combat series, although I suppose the first Ace Combat was called Ace Combat after all, as opposed to Air Combat, although it did get the title of Air Combat here in Europe, so we'll see if exactly how I'm gonna do it, because on one hand I feel like, okay, I want to do the 30th anniversary special on the day before just because it's closest, but on the flip side I'm also thinking, but what if they do something special for the 30th anniversary that I may want to at least acknowledge on this stream? So I don't know, we'll see what I end up doing. But in terms of Skyrim, like, yeah, not next weekend, maybe not even the weekend after that. And again, I don't have quite. Actually, looking up the calendar now, I'm kind of seeing what would be the next part, and that is gonna be like closer to the end of July. So it is gonna be a little while, but not too long. To the point where I was actually like, maybe I want to take back everything I've said about ending it here now. But again, kind of a lackluster ending, regardless. But at least we've delivered a letter, and then the next thing, I suppose, is just well, there's this, but then again, I don't know if I really care about that, because I'm pretty sure that's about a date record effect. I don't know why I'm going through this now. But yeah, no, I'm gonna stick with what I've said. This is gonna be how I end this session. I've been going on off about this. I am tired. I am also, my voice is getting a little hoarse. Now I will say as a bit of a heads up, I'm not entirely sure how much how much there will be in terms of video content, because the thing I mentioned at the start of like why there hasn't been much content is, well, because I've been busy with a bit of a outside project, and that one is still not finished, so could be a chance that there isn't really much in terms of videos next week either. But that's really enough faffing about. I hope you enjoyed watching this part of A Paladin's Tale. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. You can also follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky, and I'll see you all next time.